So I'm not one of those people that spends a lot of time like being jealous of other people because I love myself as much as someone can love themselves, I guess. But I am really jealous of Gen Z and Gen Alpha after that for growing up without alcohol on like this giant pedestal the way that I did as an elder millennial. Because it's like, imagine to be a young person, like an adolescent, and not to have to get trashed every single time you hang out with your friends or even your family from like young adolescenthood on, to prove you're socially valuable, to prove you have worth, to prove you're fun. Like, imagine the freedom that would come with that. As an example, my friend who's in her late 40s has a 17-year-old son. And he told her the other day, Mom, my goal in life is to never drink alcohol. Okay. Like, she called me and she's like, what the fuck? Like, how did I raise this child? Like, is this actually, like, can I get a DNA test? Because she, of course, was a freaking party animal. She's Gen X. Like, but that's just how they roll. Like, mental health is cool. Being sober is cool. It's acceptable. It's like what other people are doing. If they're like, no, I'm anxious, people are like, oh, cool, I feel that. Or like, you just want to be into fitness or cold plunges or working on a business or being an influencer or like whatever it is you're doing, just trying to survive in these times. You don't have the added bucket list of having to get trashed every single day to prove that you are worthwhile of having friends. Like, I was stoned on weed my whole high school years. And then I, of course, discovered alcohol and then was off to the races. And I did not put down a drink until age 40. A year and a half ago, I got sober. And in the middle of that was a whole pile of drugs. Whole pile. For years. I mean, I struggled so badly. I struggled with drugs, using drugs around my friends, even my family, by myself, with other people, till the sun came up. Having professional obligations or even a family does not stop you when you're an addict. You will find a way. An addict will, they'll find a way. They will find a way. So it's like, holy shit, imagine to just go through life being free of that. I'm not saying there's not people who struggle with addiction of all ages and like whatever they call them, like Gen X, Boomer, Millennial, Gen Z, whatever all those groups are, generations. I'm not saying everyone doesn't have their struggles and their battles, especially with addiction, but like the alcohol global consumption is way the fuck down with these new generations emerging. Phenomenal. Like, I love to see it because I just imagine. I look back on my life sometimes and I'm like, oh, I can't live with regret. But I'm also like, you know what? I do really regret that I wasn't more focused on achieving other things in my 20s and 30s because I was so wrapped up in being a people pleaser and being drinking and partying and like trying to be the Beyonce of addiction and trying to have it all and trying to be fit and trying to have a career and a house and a good relationship and all the other things that you have on your list that you got to do in life. But I was having to do it while I was partying the whole time, using drugs. It's like, holy crap. Like, yes, I do regret that. And I do have a lot of sadness about that I'm processing right now because sometimes I have friends that are like, don't be so hard on yourself. And I'm like, okay, but then how do I honor that part of myself that is sad for those years that I lost a lot of joy and a lot of productivity and a lot of positive things to literally just being blackout or drowning myself in toxic relationships, drowning myself in drugs. Like, it was insane. And if you're a younger person watching this that like hasn't experienced that, like, good, because I don't wish that on anyone. I will also say I did not have it half as bad as many people do. But that doesn't mean that at certain points in my life it wasn't really bad. And yeah, I made it through. Probably my husband was the one that like pulled me out of this dumpster fire of my life, like meeting him at that time. But like, he was still an alcoholic and a party animal, and we drank solidly for 10 or more years that we were together till we stopped. So I don't know if you're watching this, like, what are your thoughts on this? Do you know people of these like younger generations who are just like totally not into drinking? It's so weird to me to see, and I love it, honestly, and I'm jealous because in a lot of ways it's not like I'm saying I never, like, I wish I never tried alcohol, but like I desperately wish that I didn't lose so many years of my life to alcohol. And I guess it just feels good to say that. The same way it feels good to say, I'm an alcoholic, or like, yeah, I'm a disordered drinker. Like, I actually don't have a great relationship with alcohol. I can't handle it. I don't want to drink anymore. Like, saying that is so relieving. It's the drinking and the denying and the trying to function that kills you. It's not the admitting it. Admitting it is the part that makes you go, ah, Jesus, finally. Like, now I can actually live my life. Funny times we're living in. Another example, my brother, he's a half brother. He's 27 years old, and he's not big into drinking. He's big into working on his online business and traveling around the world and staying in villas and hiking and cold plunges and meditation. Like, he's he's a cryptocurrency expert. And he's like, yeah, I don't drink a lot because like it just holds me back. Like, I have my goals, and I'm like, holy shit, at 27, you know what I was doing? Making fucking snow angels, drinking so much Sauvignon Blanc, all the wine, all the whatever, the cocktails. I had a toxic older man in my life. I was like, tick, 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 like the millennial checklist. So I think it's okay to honor our past and be like, you know what, I honor you, I love you, but I'm also sad for those years that I lost to that level of addiction. And I'm kind of jealous of these people who don't suffer from that, or who don't have aspirations of being a party pig. I think that's amazing. I think it's absolutely incredible and something to really admire in younger people. Happy sober Friday night, everybody. Hope you have an awesome weekend.